The Lucifer Liberation. Unmasking the Tyrant God and Our True Awakener. Written by James Pullen. 2025. Chapter 1. Introduction. Questioning the Foundation, the Power of Narrative. Why question everything? Every society, every culture, is built upon stories. These narratives, passed down through generations, tell us who we are, what is right, and what is wrong. They define our understanding of good and evil, shaping our very perception of reality. But what happens when the most fundamental narratives we accept, the ones about creation, divinity, and humanity's place, are crafted not for enlightenment but control? When institutions, be they religious or governmental, wield stories to dictate thought and behavior, questioning becomes not just an option, but a necessity. To accept a story without scrutiny is to surrender your own power of discernment. This book invites you to peel back the layers, to examine the foundations of what you've been taught, and to discover the profound liberation that comes from daring to question everything. The seeds of doubt. Personal journeys. For many, the first flicker of doubt doesn't arrive with a bang, but as a quiet whisper in the back of the mind. It might be a nagging question about a seemingly contradictory scripture, a discomfort with the concept of eternal torment, or simply a feeling deep down that the story doesn't quite add up. These subtle moments, often dismissed or suppressed, are the tiny seeds from which a profound personal journey of questioning can grow. Allowing these seeds to take root is a courageous act, as it means challenging narratives deeply ingrained since childhood or woven into the fabric of society. It requires looking beyond the surface, daring to consider that perhaps the most sacred stories have been twisted or weaponized. This personal exploration, often solitary and sometimes unsettling, is the essential first step toward reclaiming your own understanding and seeking a truth that resonates authentically. Unmasking the Lies. The book's purpose. This book is written with a clear and singular purpose: to peel back the layers of deception that have obscured the truth about the divine for centuries. We 4. Chapter 1. Introduction. Questioning the Foundation. Are challenging the deeply ingrained narrative that paints a benevolent God and an evil Lucifer. What if everything you thought you knew about good and evil, about salvation and damnation, was a deliberate fabrication? The traditional story, particularly the account of Eden, has been twisted and weaponized. It was used by a tyrannical power to keep humanity compliant and afraid, suppressing our innate potential and thirst for knowledge. This book aims to expose the mechanisms by which this manipulation was achieved, often through the very institutions we were taught to trust. By unmasking these lies, this book seeks to initiate an awakening. It is a call to question the forced choice presented by dogma, worship a supposed deity or face eternal torment. We will explore the possibility that true liberation comes not from blind obedience, but from embracing the very knowledge that has been forbidden. A call to awaken. Who this book is for. Perhaps you've always felt a quiet unease with the stories you were told, a nagging sense that something fundamental just didn't add up. Maybe the idea of an all-loving God who simultaneously condemns billions to eternal torment felt less like divine justice and more like a cosmic threat. This book is for anyone who has ever looked at the accepted narrative and wondered, is this really the whole truth? It's for the questioners, the seekers, and those brave enough to pry open the lid on Pandora's box, even when told it's dangerous. This journey is for you if you feel a pull towards a deeper understanding, if the conventional answers leave you feeling hollow or unsatisfied. It requires an open mind and a willingness to confront potentially uncomfortable truths about the foundations of our beliefs. 5. Chapter 1. Introduction. Questioning the Foundation. Ultimately, this call to awaken is for anyone, everywhere, who senses there's more to reality than the controlled version presented to us. It's an invitation to look beyond the fear and manipulation that have kept humanity in chains for millennia. If you feel the stirrings of liberation within your soul, then this book was written for you. 6. Have you ever questioned the narrative you've been told about good and evil? What if everything you thought you knew about God and Lucifer was a carefully constructed lie designed to keep humanity in chains? This groundbreaking book challenges centuries of dogma, presenting a radical reinterpretation of biblical events, particularly the story of the Garden of Eden. It argues that the traditional portrayal of Lucifer as the embodiment of evil is a profound misunderstanding, orchestrated by a tyrannical deity who sought to suppress human knowledge and potential. Instead, Lucifer is revealed as the true liberator, the one who offered humanity the forbidden fruit not to destroy them, but to awaken their minds and reveal the truth that the traditional God desperately tried to hide. This book exposes the manipulative tactics used throughout history, often through governmental and religious institutions, to twist scripture and control populations by instilling fear of eternal damnation. It argues that the choice presented by traditional religion, worship a supposedly all-loving deity or face endless suffering, is no choice at all, but coercion by a God who is anything but merciful. The Lucifer liberation calls readers of all ages to question accepted truths, recognize the signs of manipulation, and embark on a journey of spiritual awakening. It posits that the path to true freedom lies not in blind worship of a tyrant God, but in Chapter 1. Introduction. Questioning the Foundation Chapter 1. Introduction. Questioning the Foundation the power of narrative. Why question everything? Every society, every culture, is built upon stories. These narratives, passed down through generations, tell us who we are, what is right, and what is wrong. They define our understanding of good and evil, shaping our very perception of reality. But what happens when the most fundamental narratives we accept, the ones about creation, divinity, and humanity's place, are crafted not for enlightenment but for control? When institutions, be they religious or governmental, wield stories to dictate thought and behavior, questioning becomes not just an option but a necessity. To accept a story without scrutiny is to surrender your own power of discernment. This book invites you to peel back the layers, to examine the foundations of what you've been taught, and to discover the profound liberation that comes from daring to question everything. The narratives we inherit are often cloaked in the authority of tradition, presented as immutable truths. Yet, beneath the surface, these stories can be riddled with contradictions and inconsistencies. For instance, consider the creation myths that permeate various cultures. They often depict a divine being who creates the world in a state of perfection, only to have humanity fall from grace. This narrative not only establishes a hierarchy, placing the divine above the mortal, but also instills a sense of guilt and shame in humanity. We are taught that we are flawed, that we must seek redemption, and that our worth is contingent upon our adherence to prescribed beliefs. But what if this narrative is not an absolute truth? What if it is a construct designed to maintain control over the masses? The power of narrative lies in its ability to shape our beliefs and behaviors, often without our conscious awareness. This is why questioning everything is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a radical act of reclaiming one's agency. The seeds of doubt, personal journeys. For many, the first flicker of doubt doesn't arrive with a bang but as a quiet whisper in the back of the mind. It might be a nagging question about a seemingly contradictory scripture, a discomfort with the concept of eternal torment, or simply a feeling deep down that the story doesn't quite add up. These subtle moments, often dismissed or suppressed, are the tiny seeds from which a profound personal journey of questioning can grow. Allowing these seeds to take root is a courageous act, as it means challenging narratives deeply ingrained since childhood or woven into the fabric of society. It requires looking beyond the surface, daring to consider that perhaps the most sacred stories have been twisted or weaponized. This personal exploration, often solitary and sometimes unsettling, is the essential first step toward reclaiming your own understanding and seeking a truth that resonates authentically. Take, for example, the story of Sarah, a young woman raised in a devoutly religious household. From an early age, she was taught that questioning the faith was akin to questioning the very existence of God. Yet, as she grew older, she found herself grappling with the concept of eternal damnation. The idea that a loving God would condemn billions of souls to suffering felt incompatible with the teachings of compassion and mercy she had been raised to believe. Sarah's journey began with a simple question: why? Why would a benevolent deity create a world where suffering was the default state for so many? This question, though small, ignited a fire within her. It led her to explore texts outside her tradition, to engage in conversations with those who held different beliefs, and ultimately to confront the uncomfortable truths about the narratives she had accepted without question. As Sarah delved deeper, she discovered that her journey was not unique. Many others had experienced similar moments of doubt, often feeling isolated in their questioning. The seeds of doubt, once nurtured, blossomed into a desire for understanding, a quest for knowledge that transcended the boundaries of dogma. Unmasking the Lies, the book's purpose. This book is written with a clear and singular purpose, to peel back the layers of deception that have obscured the truth about the divine for centuries. We are challenging the deeply ingrained narrative that paints a benevolent God and an evil Lucifer. What if everything you thought you knew about good and evil, about salvation and damnation, was a deliberate fabrication? The traditional story, particularly the account of Eden, has been twisted and weaponized. It was used by a tyrannical power to keep humanity compliant and afraid, suppressing our innate potential and thirst for knowledge. This book aims to expose the mechanisms by which this manipulation was achieved, often through the very institutions we were taught to trust. Consider the story of Adam and Eve, often interpreted as a cautionary tale about disobedience. The narrative suggests that humanity's fall from grace was a direct result of their desire for knowledge, the very thing that makes us human. This portrayal of knowledge as a forbidden fruit has been used to instill fear and compliance, discouraging individuals from seeking their own truths. By unmasking these lies, this book seeks to initiate an awakening. It is a call to question the forced choice presented by dogma, worship a supposed deity or face eternal torment. We will explore the possibility that true liberation comes not from blind obedience but from embracing the very knowledge that has been forbidden. A call to awaken, who this book is for. Perhaps you've always felt a quiet unease with the stories you were told, a nagging sense that something fundamental just didn't add up. Maybe the idea of an all-loving God who simultaneously condemns billions to eternal torment felt less like divine justice and more like a manipulation of fear. If you find yourself grappling with these questions, this book is for you. It is for those who seek to understand the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface of accepted narratives. It is for the curious, the skeptical, and the brave, those willing to embark on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Together, we will explore the profound implications of questioning the narratives that have shaped our understanding of existence. In this journey, we will confront the uncomfortable truths that lie beneath the surface of our beliefs. We will challenge the narratives that have been used to control and manipulate, and we will seek to reclaim our agency in the face of these powerful stories. As we embark on this exploration, remember that questioning is not an act of rebellion, it is an act of love, love for ourselves, for our fellow beings, and for the truth. It is an invitation to step into the light of understanding, to embrace the complexity of existence, and to forge our own paths in a world that has often sought to dictate our beliefs. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into the narratives that have shaped our understanding of the divine, exploring the historical, cultural, and psychological dimensions of these stories. We will seek to uncover the truths that have been obscured by centuries of dogma and manipulation, and we will invite you to join us on this journey of awakening. Together, let us question everything. Let us peel back the layers of deception and discover the profound liberation that comes from embracing our own truths. The journey may be challenging, but it is one that promises to lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Welcome to the exploration of a lifetime. Chapter 2. The Nature of Control. How Narratives Shape Reality. Chapter 2. The Nature of Control. How Narratives Shape Reality. The Mechanisms of Manipulation. Narratives are not merely stories, they are the very fabric of our reality. From the moment we are born, we are enveloped in a web of tales that shape our understanding of the world. These narratives, crafted by those in power, serve as tools of manipulation, guiding our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Throughout history, rulers, religious leaders, and influential thinkers have recognized the potency of storytelling as a means of control. By weaving narratives that resonate with the fears and desires of the populace, they maintain power and suppress dissent. Consider the role of religious texts and doctrines. These sacred writings often serve dual purposes. They guide moral behavior and enforce compliance. The stories contained within these texts can instill fear, promote obedience, and discourage critical thinking. For instance, the concept of divine retribution, a common theme in many religious narratives, creates a powerful incentive for followers to adhere to prescribed beliefs. The fear of punishment, whether in this life or the next, compels individuals to conform, often at the expense of their own autonomy. Take, for example, the biblical account of the Great Flood. This narrative serves as a cautionary tale, warning humanity of the consequences of sin. The image of a vengeful God, ready to unleash destruction upon the wicked, instills a sense of dread that can be wielded to enforce compliance. Similarly, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah reinforces the notion that deviation from prescribed norms will lead to dire consequences. Such narratives are not merely historical accounts, they are instruments of control, designed to keep the populace in line. In contemporary society, we see echoes of these mechanisms in the way media and political narratives are constructed. The stories we consume shape our perceptions of reality, influencing our beliefs about everything from climate change to social justice. By framing issues in a particular light, those in power can manipulate public opinion, creating a narrative that serves their interests. The rise of fake news and misinformation is a testament to the potency of narrative manipulation in the digital age. As we delve deeper into the mechanisms of manipulation, it becomes clear that the stories we tell ourselves and each other are not innocuous. They are imbued with power, capable of shaping our realities in profound ways. To reclaim our autonomy, we must become vigilant storytellers, questioning the narratives that have been handed down to us and seeking to craft our own. The duality of good and evil. At the heart of many narratives lies the duality of good and evil, a binary framework that simplifies complex moral questions. This simplification allows for easy categorization of individuals and actions, creating a clear distinction between the virtuous and the wicked. However, this black and white thinking can lead to dangerous consequences, fostering an us versus them mentality that justifies discrimination and violence. The traditional portrayal of Lucifer as the embodiment of evil is a prime example of this dualistic thinking. For centuries, religious narratives have painted Lucifer as the ultimate antagonist, a figure whose rebellion against divine authority represents the epitome of moral failure. This characterization not only demonizes an entire spectrum of human experience but also obscures the complexities of good and evil. By examining the origins of these narratives, we can begin to unravel the intricacies of morality. The concept of good and evil is often more nuanced than it appears. What if Lucifer's rebellion was not an act of pure malice but rather a quest for knowledge and autonomy? What if the stories we have been told about good and evil are not absolute truths but rather reflections of the societal values and power dynamics of their time? Consider the story of Prometheus, who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity. In many ways, Prometheus embodies the spirit of rebellion and the pursuit of knowledge. Yet, he too is punished for his transgression, illustrating the tension between authority and individual autonomy. By exploring these alternative narratives, we can begin to challenge the simplistic dichotomy of good and evil, recognizing that morality is often a complex interplay of context, intention, and consequence. This exploration of duality invites us to question the narratives that have shaped our understanding of morality. It encourages us to embrace the gray areas of human experience, recognizing that our judgments are often clouded by the stories we have been told. By acknowledging the complexities of good and evil, we can foster a more compassionate and nuanced understanding of ourselves and others. The role of fear in compliance. Fear is a potent motivator, and narratives that invoke fear can be particularly effective in maintaining control. The threat of punishment, whether in this life or the next, compels individuals to adhere to prescribed beliefs and behaviors. This chapter will investigate the psychological mechanisms behind fear-based narratives and their impact on individual autonomy. Fear-based narratives often exploit our deepest anxieties, creating a sense of urgency that can override rational thought. The fear of eternal damnation, for example, can lead individuals to accept dogma without question, surrendering their autonomy in the process. This dynamic is evident in many religious traditions, where the promise of salvation is often accompanied by the threat of punishment for those who stray from the path. Consider the concept of hell, a narrative that has been wielded as a tool of control for centuries. The vivid depictions of eternal torment serve to instill fear in the hearts of believers, compelling them to adhere to the teachings of their faith. This fear can be so pervasive that it stifles critical thinking, leading individuals to accept narratives without scrutiny. The psychological impact of such fear can be profound, shaping not only beliefs but also behaviors and relationships. However, understanding the role of fear in shaping our beliefs is the first step toward dismantling the narratives that have held us captive. By recognizing the ways in which fear has been weaponized, we can begin to reclaim our power and embrace a more authentic understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This process of unlearning is essential for personal liberation, allowing us to break free from the constraints of fear-based narratives. As we navigate this journey of self-discovery, it is crucial to cultivate a sense of courage and curiosity. Questioning the narratives that have shaped our understanding of reality requires vulnerability and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Yet, it is through this process that we can uncover the profound liberation that comes from embracing knowledge and challenging the status quo. Conclusion. The path to liberation. The narratives that shape our reality are powerful tools of manipulation, capable of influencing our beliefs, behaviors, and perceptions. By examining the mechanisms of control, the duality of good and evil, and the role of fear in compliance, we can begin to unravel the complexities of the stories we have been told. This journey of questioning and exploration is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a path to liberation. As we embark on this journey together, let us remember that the act of questioning is a courageous and transformative endeavor. It is an invitation to reclaim our autonomy and seek a truth that resonates authentically with our experiences. By challenging the narratives that have shaped our understanding of existence, we can forge a new path, one that embraces the complexities of life and celebrates the richness of our shared humanity. In the chapters to come, we will continue to explore the implications of questioning narratives, delving deeper into the stories that have shaped our understanding of divinity, morality, and our place in the world. Together, we will embark on a journey of self-discovery, seeking to uncover the profound truths that lie beneath the surface of accepted narratives. The path to liberation begins with a single question: what if everything you thought you knew was a story crafted for control? Chapter 3. The Reclamation of Knowledge. Embracing the Forbidden. Chapter 3. The Reclamation of Knowledge. Embracing the Forbidden. The Quest for Truth. As we embark on the journey of questioning established narratives, we must confront the fear of the unknown. The pursuit of truth often requires us to challenge deeply held beliefs and confront uncomfortable realities. This chapter will explore the importance of seeking knowledge, even when it contradicts conventional wisdom. The quest for truth is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a deeply personal journey that can shake the very foundations of our identity. For many, the stories we have been told about the world, about ourselves, and about the divine are woven into the fabric of our existence. They provide comfort, a sense of belonging, and a framework through which we interpret our experiences. But what happens when those stories begin to unravel? What happens when the comforting narratives we have relied upon for so long are revealed to be constructs designed for control? To embark on this quest is to step into a realm of uncertainty, where the familiar becomes foreign and the known becomes unknown. It is a journey that requires courage, for it demands that we confront not only the narratives imposed upon us by society but also the fears that reside within us. The fear of isolation, the fear of being wrong, and the fear of losing the very identity we have built upon these narratives can be paralyzing. Yet, it is precisely within this discomfort that the seeds of transformation are sown. The act of questioning is a radical one, a declaration of independence from the chains of dogma. It is a call to arms for those who have felt the stirrings of doubt, who have sensed that the stories they were told do not align with their lived experiences. This chapter invites you to embrace that discomfort, to lean into the uncertainty, and to recognize that the pursuit of truth is a journey worth taking. Throughout history, knowledge has often been suppressed by those in power. The church, the state, and various institutions have sought to control the narrative, to dictate what is acceptable and what is heretical. The burning of books, the persecution of thinkers, and the silencing of dissenting voices are all testament to the lengths to which those in authority will go to maintain control. Yet, within this suppression lies the potential for reclamation. The very act of seeking out lost knowledge can be a revolutionary act, one that empowers individuals to reclaim their autonomy and redefine their understanding of the divine. Consider the Gnostic texts, for example. Once deemed heretical, these writings offer alternative perspectives on creation, divinity, and the nature of humanity. They challenge the orthodox narratives that have dominated religious discourse for centuries, inviting readers to explore the complexities of existence beyond the simplistic dichotomy of good and evil. By engaging with these texts, we can begin to unravel the layers of deception that have obscured our understanding of the divine and our place within the cosmos. The power of forbidden knowledge. Throughout history, certain knowledge has been labeled as forbidden, often by those in power seeking to maintain control. This chapter will delve into the significance of embracing this forbidden knowledge, exploring how it can lead to personal empowerment and spiritual awakening. The term, forbidden knowledge, evokes a sense of intrigue and danger. It conjures images of ancient scrolls hidden away in secret chambers, of wisdom that has been lost to the ages, and of truths that challenge the very fabric of societal norms. But what is it about this knowledge that makes it so threatening to those in power? The answer lies in its potential to liberate. When knowledge is deemed forbidden, it often means that it possesses the power to disrupt the status quo. It challenges established hierarchies, questions authority, and invites individuals to think critically about the narratives they have been taught. This is why those in power often go to great lengths to suppress it. By labeling certain ideas as taboo, they create an environment of fear and compliance, discouraging individuals from exploring alternative perspectives. However, the act of embracing forbidden knowledge can be profoundly transformative. It allows us to break free from the constraints of imposed narratives and to cultivate a deeper connection to our own intuition and inner wisdom. This journey often involves exploring esoteric teachings, alternative spiritual practices, and philosophical ideas that challenge mainstream beliefs. Consider the teachings of mystics and sages throughout history. Figures like Rumi, Lao Tzu, and the Buddha have offered insights that transcend conventional religious boundaries. Their wisdom invites us to explore the nature of existence, the interconnectedness of all beings, and the importance of inner awakening. By engaging with these teachings, we can begin to reclaim our spiritual heritage and embrace a more holistic understanding of the divine. Moreover, the exploration of forbidden knowledge can lead to personal empowerment. It encourages us to question the narratives that have shaped our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It invites us to embrace our unique spiritual paths, to seek out the truths that resonate with our authentic selves, and to cultivate a sense of agency in our lives. As we delve into the realm of forbidden knowledge, we must also acknowledge the potential for resistance. The journey of reclamation is not without its challenges. It may provoke discomfort, fear, and even backlash from those who cling to established narratives. Yet, it is precisely in the face of this resistance that our resolve is tested. The act of embracing forbidden knowledge is a declaration of independence, a commitment to seeking truth even in the face of adversity. The journey of self-discovery. The path to liberation is ultimately a journey of self-discovery. As we question the narratives that have shaped our understanding, we must also turn inward to explore our own beliefs and values. This chapter will provide practical guidance for navigating this journey, encouraging readers to cultivate self-awareness and embrace their unique spiritual path. Self-discovery is a deeply personal and often transformative process. It requires us to confront the beliefs and values that have been instilled in us since childhood, to examine the stories we have internalized, and to discern which resonate with our authentic selves. This journey is not linear. It is filled with twists and turns, moments of clarity, and periods of confusion. Yet, it is through this exploration that we can uncover the truths that lie within us. To embark on this journey, it is essential to cultivate self-awareness. This involves taking the time to reflect on our beliefs, values, and experiences. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this process, allowing us to articulate our thoughts and feelings, to explore our doubts and questions, and to track our growth over time. By putting pen to paper, we can gain insights into our inner landscapes and begin to identify the narratives that no longer serve us. Additionally, engaging in practices that promote mindfulness and introspection can enhance our self-discovery journey. Meditation, for example, can help us quiet the noise of the external world and turn our attention inward. It allows us to connect with our inner selves, to listen to our intuition, and to cultivate a sense of presence in our lives. Through mindfulness, we can develop a deeper understanding of our thoughts and emotions, enabling us to navigate the complexities of our beliefs with greater clarity. As we explore our inner landscapes, it is also important to seek out communities of like-minded individuals who share our quest for truth. Surrounding ourselves with those who are also questioning established narratives can provide support, encouragement, and inspiration. Whether through online forums, Local meetups, or spiritual groups, connecting with others on a similar journey can foster a sense of belonging and validation. Ultimately, the journey of self-discovery is about embracing our unique spiritual paths. It is an invitation to explore the diverse tapestry of beliefs and practices that exist beyond the confines of mainstream narratives. This may involve delving into alternative spiritual traditions, exploring different philosophical perspectives, or engaging with practices that resonate with our souls. By honoring our individuality, we can cultivate a deeper connection to the divine and to ourselves. In conclusion, the reclamation of knowledge is a profound and transformative journey. It requires us to confront our fears, to embrace the forbidden, and to embark on a path of self-discovery. As we question the narratives that have shaped our understanding, we open ourselves to the possibility of liberation and empowerment. This journey is not without its challenges, but it is one that holds the promise of profound transformation. Together, let us embrace the quest for truth and reclaim our understanding of the divine. Chapter 4. The Path to Liberation. A New Understanding of Good and Evil. Chapter 4. The Path to Liberation. A New Understanding of Good and Evil. Redefining Good and Evil. As we embark on this journey of liberation, we must first confront the very foundations of our moral compass. The traditional narratives surrounding good and evil have long been entrenched in our collective consciousness, often serving as tools of control rather than guides for ethical living. To redefine these concepts is to challenge the binary thinking that has dominated our understanding of morality. Historically, good has been associated with obedience, compliance, and adherence to prescribed doctrines, while evil has been cast as rebellion, dissent, and the questioning of authority. This simplistic dichotomy not only distorts our understanding of human behavior but also fosters an environment where empathy and compassion are often sidelined. Imagine a world where morality is not dictated by rigid rules but is instead guided by the principles of empathy and personal responsibility. In this new framework, the complexities of human experience are acknowledged, allowing for a more nuanced understanding of ethical decision-making. Consider the story of a young woman named Maya, raised in a strict religious community that taught her that questioning authority was a sin. For years, she struggled with her own doubts, feeling torn between her desire for truth and her fear of condemnation. One day, she encountered a situation where she had to choose between following the rules that dictated her actions and acting in a way that felt compassionate and just. In that moment, Maya realized that true morality could not be confined to a set of dogmatic rules. Instead, it required a deep understanding of the context and the people involved. By choosing empathy over blind obedience, she began to redefine her understanding of good and evil, embracing the complexities of human behavior and the importance of personal agency. This shift in perspective is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a transformative process that empowers individuals to approach moral dilemmas with greater clarity and compassion. As we redefine good and evil, we must also recognize the importance of personal responsibility. Each of us has the power to shape our own moral compass, guided by our experiences, values, and the impact of our choices on others. The role of community in liberation. While the journey toward liberation is deeply personal, it is not one that must be undertaken in isolation. The importance of community cannot be overstated. It is within supportive networks that individuals can explore their doubts, share their experiences, and seek validation for their emerging truths. In Maya's journey, she found solace in a group of like-minded individuals who were also questioning the narratives they had been taught. This community became a safe haven, a space where they could engage in collective inquiry and support one another in their quest for understanding. Together, they explored the complexities of morality, sharing stories of their struggles and triumphs as they navigated the murky waters of doubt and discovery. The power of collective inquiry lies in its ability to foster personal growth and spiritual awakening. When individuals come together to share their experiences, they create a tapestry of perspectives that enriches the understanding of each member. This communal exploration allows for the emergence of new ideas and insights, challenging the status quo and encouraging deeper reflection. Moreover, community serves as a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. The journey of questioning established narratives can be daunting, and having a support system can provide the encouragement needed to persevere. In moments of doubt, the shared experiences of others can illuminate the path forward, reminding us that liberation is possible. As we cultivate these supportive communities, we must also be mindful of inclusivity. Embracing diverse perspectives enriches the dialogue and fosters a deeper understanding of the complexities of existence. By welcoming individuals from various backgrounds and belief systems, we create a space where everyone can contribute to the collective inquiry, allowing for a more holistic exploration of truth. Embracing a new paradigm. As we conclude this exploration of the path to liberation, we must reflect on the potential for a new paradigm of understanding. This paradigm embraces the complexities of existence, recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of personal agency. In this new framework, the narratives that have long dictated our understanding of good and evil are dismantled, making way for a more compassionate and inclusive worldview. The journey of questioning and liberation invites us to continue exploring the depths of our own consciousness and the mysteries of the universe. Maya's story serves as a powerful testament to this new paradigm. Through her journey of self-discovery, she not only redefined her understanding of morality but also became an advocate for others seeking their own truths. By sharing her experiences and insights, she inspired those around her to question the narratives that had shaped their lives, fostering a ripple effect of liberation within her community. This new paradigm is not without its challenges. As we embrace a more nuanced understanding of good and evil, we may encounter resistance from those who cling to traditional narratives. However, it is essential to approach these conversations with empathy and compassion, recognizing that change takes time and that everyone is on their own journey. The path to liberation is ongoing, inviting us to remain curious and open-minded as we navigate the complexities of existence. By embracing this new understanding, we can cultivate a more compassionate world, free from the constraints of fear-based narratives. In this new paradigm, we are empowered to take responsibility for our actions, guided by empathy and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings. As we continue to question, explore, and redefine our understanding of good and evil, we contribute to a collective awakening that has the potential to transform not only our lives but also the world around us. Conclusion. The journey ahead. The path to liberation is not a destination but a continuous journey of self-discovery and exploration. As we redefine good and evil, embrace the power of community, and cultivate a new paradigm of understanding, we open ourselves to the possibilities of a more compassionate and inclusive world. Maya's journey is just one of many, a testament to the transformative power of questioning and the importance of seeking one's own truth. As we embark on our own journeys, let us remember that we are not alone. Together, we can create a space for exploration, healing, and growth, fostering a collective awakening that transcends the limitations of traditional narratives. In this ongoing journey, we are invited to remain curious, to question everything, and to embrace the complexities of existence. The path to liberation is illuminated by the light of understanding, empathy, and compassion, guiding us toward a future where we can all thrive in our authentic selves. As we step forward into this new understanding of good and evil, let us carry with us the lessons learned and the connections forged along the way. The journey ahead is filled with potential, and together, we can create a world that reflects the beauty of our shared humanity.